Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Donna. My pronouns are he, him, and I am running this game of Apocalypse World Burned Over, set, I guess, in the reimagined universe of Snowpiercer. Uh, we didn't have a session last week. This is our kind of second proper session after our kind of discussion and session zero. And yeah, things are definitely afoot on the train. So let's do a quick round of intro from our players and their characters in character keep order. Mark, one of our players who's playing Lemma, the gear cutter, is running late, so he'll be joining us maybe after the first break. So let's start with Dusk then.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm playing Dusk, who is she, who is a brain picker, who is kind of a psychic. Dusk is a young woman of somewhat indeterminate age that manages to get by on the good graces of others. She seems to be very helpful for a lot of people, but not very good at taking care of herself. And she has, of course, that, strange and air that brain pickers have, which is scary to some people and attractive to others in ways they can't explain. Right now, she is concerned with two things. The first is that she had a vision that poison was getting into the train, which she thinks might be radiation, although she doesn't know what radiation is. It's just a word she's heard. That used to be a poison that was outside and that the train is supposed to be protected from, and she saw it getting in and maybe hurting people or the train itself. She also spotted this pin in the trader Finch's inventory and realized that it was very important to someone up train. And she wheedled it out of Finch. Finch gave it to her pretty much to go away, which happens, I guess, to Dusk sometimes. And she has just recently made a deal with Kite to get passage into the kingdom in order to try to find the person for whom this belongs, who Dusk really has no idea who that might be, but she feels certain that she will know them when she sees them.
Okay, great. Thanks, Brandon. And Script.
Yeah, hi, my name is Sabine. I use any pronouns, and I'm playing Scribe, who mostly uses he and sometimes they. Scribe is a medic, and Scribe is gruff and scruffy. Not very great bedside manners. He's kind of good at his job, though. He has some people to do the bedside manner thing, right? Currently, he's kind of preoccupied with that vision about radiation. He doesn't think there's much to it, but you never know, right? Better safe than radiation poison, right? So we went to Lemma and tried to talk him into getting a Geiger counter or Geiger counter or whatever that is. He is a bit fuzzy on the details, but he has a book where there's a picture in it, and he has also some information, at least, about what radiation is and what radiation poisoning might look like. There's none right now, but you never know, right? You've been on this train long enough. You ignore messages like dust on you at your own peril. Stuff goes wrong all the time anyway. So, yep. And I think right now he'll probably say goodbye to Lemma and get back to his clinic to see if anybody needs stuff, right? Is willing to give him stuff for that. And he also has a start of session move. Just so I'm just saying that so I don't forget.
I'll come back to that. Thanks, Sabine. And lastly, for now, Blizzard.
Hey, hello, I'm Pavel. I play Blizzard. We both use he, him pronouns. Blizzard is a monarch Blizzard is a leader of two groups of people. One of them are laborers who work in the gardens producing food and doing other stuff. And there is also a snow cult that comforts people about the thing that surrounds us all, that is the cause of death for most people, being the snow and the cold. He wears as much white clothes as possible. He cleans them. I mean, he has other people cleaning them because he wouldn't clean them himself. And recently, we have seen him start a new project to build a snow temple in one of the cloakroom cars, where there is a I forgot the name of this cool place, airlock to the outside, and he wants to build the snow temple around this airlock.
Okay, great. So yeah, I'm thinking about start a session moves. I know people have not run out of whatever trouble or currency that generated last time. So if you still wanna roll, you can definitely go for it. But if you feel like not enough time has passed, that is okay too. So Sabine, you wanna?
I mean, it's my sixth sense, right?
Yeah.
I will roll this. Just, not because it could go wrong.
It could go wrong.
So. No, it doesn't. It's an 8. That gives me 1 hold.
Okay.
Gives me where I was before.
Okay. So I guess is this tell me where you are right now when when you're in the kind of mood that usually leads to the sixth sense kicking in, or at least refreshing.
I think what I'm doing to have that sixth sense kick in is when I'm moving through the train and observe the people. It's basically that I'm reading the mood, the things that go on, like not consciously, but I pick up stuff, right, from what people are not saying, and are probably even only half aware that they even think about. So I think that's where that comes from.
Okay, cool. Okay. Pavel, how about you? Do you think you want to get your two peoples rather into motion about this temple, or do you think you have enough impetus right now?
I think I will. I want to definitely roll for my snow cult and see how they are doing, because they wanted me to do something. I didn't do it, but maybe the situation got worse. Maybe it got better. So I want to roll for a snow cult,
Okay.
and laborers maybe next time. Is it plus my cool? Plus my cool. Oh, boxcars.
Oh, wow. So everything is turning up Millhouse, as we like to say. On a 10 plus, let me grab the move again because it's not on your character sheet.
My followers offer me all of their devotion.
Okay. So for the snow cult, I guess, do you think when you present them your plan for the temple, this is everything they've ever dreamed of, or do you think there's something else going on?
I think like everyone is like super excited about it, and maybe slightly disregarding how cold it is in the cloakroom. They all rush in to help the laborers clean stuff, And of course, a few of them are dispatched to the gardens, and some of them stay in the well market to already start preaching about the new temple, which will be ready soon to take the worship, and will be a new place of worship.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, a level of fervor that this part of the train hasn't seen in quite some time. You know, we won't mention. I guess you know it's not quite like a rapture cult or anything like this, but it's definitely um, time for celebration and anticipation.
Yes. And I would like to maybe use this opportunity to make a short ritual, and also inform people about the thing that Magpie wanted me to tell people to return the cloaks on time and so on. So that might be.
Sure, yeah. Where do you think you're gathering people? And is it just your people, or is it, you know, in the middle of a thoroughfare or a busy carriage?
Uh, I think do you want to like move forward with time for like an hour, 2 hours, half a day, or are we still at the same moment?
No, we can move forward a little bit. I think everyone is doing some stuff and moving around. So yeah.
Yeah, so maybe like sometime later, when the news have already been circulating around the market, there's like an excitement build up by the cult that the Blizzard will make a speech, and then when Blizzard walks out of his little cabin on the first floor on the corner of the market car, the of the priest. All of the snow cult starts gathering people. Hey, the Blizzard is about to make a speech. Come on, everyone! And some group of people who are not part of the cult are also gathered to listen. And he will be speaking from them from their like catwalk on the first floor.
So let's hear it. What is your grand message?
Uh, yeah. So Blizzard starts. People of passengers of the Snowpiercer. It is my great pleasure to announce for the first time over here in the Well Market that not far from here in the Cloakroom, a new place, a place called the Snow Temple, will be soon available for everyone who needs comfort, who needs silence, who needs to connect with those that snow and cold has taken from us. Uh, it will be amazing. Very soon it will be available to all of you. But at the same time, I need every single one of you, and I'm just like start widely pointing at people on the lower level. I need everyone to adhere to the law by our uh, wonderful. No, it was Jackson. I'm sorry. Make sure everyone get their codes. But I need everyone to adhere to Mr. Jackson, and I like to point at him because I think he was standing on the gate. Rule of the cloaks. Since we'll be having more traffic than usual up the train and down the train, we need everyone to return their cloaks at time so that works can proceed, so that you can go and visit the Snow Temple, and that the movement is unoccupied. If you notice anyone who is not returning cloak or is hanging out to them, please come to me personally. I will go and speak with them. May the snow be with you all.
So do you think this sounds very friendly to me? Is this a charm offensive, or is this, you know, are you using your kind of power and your people spread amongst the crowd to kind of intimidate or make people feel like they have to follow this law?
I would like to say that I think that Blizzard is to some degree respected as a leader of two groups of people. So for now, it's probably the effect of like polite reminder, influencing people that things will be happening, and also that others will look who is not returning cloak. So it's like for now it's like polite reminder, slightly more charming than intimidating.
Okay, yeah, not quite Big Brother, but so yeah, I think even though charm is usually used in kind of a one-on-one situation or whatever, I think we can probably expand it to kind of bring the group around to at least toe the line, when they're interacting with Jackson as well, because he is again someone outside of your people, or at least according to most people's view of things, outside of your people. So yeah, why don't you roll plus cool to charm the crowd?
It's a 7, barely
Okay.
a success.
So yeah, I mean, on a 7 to 9, if they don't want to go along with you or call you out, they can choose to ask you for evidence, time, a compromise, or some concrete assurance. I think um, they need to know that there's always going to be enough coats for them, because especially if there's going to be more and more people going into the temple, then people who have legitimate business up train or down train or whatever feel that this might just uh, provoke some people, not mentioning any names, to hoard their coats even more. So I think they're looking for concrete assurance that there will be coats enough for everyone in Blizzard's new world.
Do we hear someone like shout, but there is not enough coats for us, or something like this?
Yeah, I think Finch, right, who always has business up train, and maybe might notice how few coats there are sometimes. She's not a rabble rouser, but she's just like saying, "Hey, there's few enough coats as it is. If you're all going to be um, in that carriage building your temple or whatever, then what about the rest of us?"
That's a very fair point. I should definitely look into providing that there are more codes to go around now that the traffic will increase. I will talk with you, Finch, right now after I'm done speaking, and we can see about resolving this issue.
I mean, the cynical amongst people might suggest that Finch is looking to become a supplier of coats, but that would be far too cynical. Okay, let us move on to Dusk. You're going up train.
Yeah.
And you had the ticket from Kite to get you into the kingdom. So yeah, at the gate or at the door in, it's not like there's a guard as such. There's just someone like checking. I guess let's call them a bouncer, right? They know the kinds of
Yes.
people they usually leave in, right? So Grimes looks pretty well dressed. He has an eye patch. Um, uh, hey, who are you?
My name's Tusk. Who are you?
Grimes.
Hi, Grimes.
I haven't seen you up here before.
No, I've never been here.
Oh. Someone recommend us? Or are you just passing through?
No, I'm looking for someone.
Oh. Who are you looking for?
I don't know.
Oh.
But I'll know them
Well,
when I see them.
that is exactly the kind of focused thinking that the kingdom is here to cater to. looking for someone, but you don't know who. I got you. I got you. Um, so he,
I kind of look at him in a puzzled fashion, but he doesn't notice,
okay.
probably.
So he opens the door, and you kind of get this um, warm waft of air. Um, as
Wow.
soon as you go through these red curtains, like this is cozy, right?
Oh,
Um, uh, it's not crowded. There's not junk strewn all over the place. There's like
it's not crowded?
it's not crowded. There's um, just a
Wait,
I
it's
mean, you
not.
see, there's barely anyone here. I mean, you've seen more people in the cloakroom passing through than you see right now in this carriage.
Every place that's inhabitable on the train is crowded. That's
Mm.
just a thing.
Well, Miss Dusk, this is an exclusive club, so
Yeah, no, Dusk is just gawking.
yeah. Uh, Maybe he's seen this before. Maybe everyone who comes from down train has this same reaction, right?
Dusk certainly looks like she comes from down train. You know?
Can I
Uh,
get you a table
yes.
and a drink?
Um, uh, what kind of drink?
I mean, what do you fancy?
Um, water?
Water. Okay, yeah. So walk over here and stand at the bar, and Flake will be with you momentarily.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I sit down and I kind of just start looking at people.
Yeah. So there's a guy across the bar from you. Again, pretty well dressed. He's reading a book, and he has this. Um, it looks like water, except it's kind of fizzy. There's these little bubbles in it. It's kind of strange. Um,
With bubbles.
I mean, that happens to water sometimes when it's sitting there for very long. You're right. Small
Sure.
bubbles appear in it. But this looks like there's something wrong with the water, really. It's too many bubbles. And he kind of looks up at you and kind of winces uncomfortably and
Yeah,
puts his nose back in his book.
I look a little too much at him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In the way that because that's what Dusk does. And he's not the one I'm looking for.
Definitely not.
No. Mm-hmm.
And this lady appears beside you.
Hi.
Dusk, is it? She's kind of elegantly
That's
dressed, like what you would
that's
maybe think of as a
me.
hairdo, right?
I like your hair.
Oh, thank you. She kind of pats it. I'm Flake. Um, Water, is it? You want ice,
Oh,
bubbles, uh, a shot of lime, an orange?
orange? Really?
Yeah, I'll get you a slice of orange.
That would be great.
And yeah, I mean, like you can see her work behind the bar, and she's just cutting up an orange, cutting a slice of orange off an
It's just
orange.
it's just cutting a slice of orange off an orange. Okay, so I'm starting to cry a little bit.
Hey, are you okay?
You're just cutting up an orange.
It's onions that make you cry, not oranges.
No, no, the orange isn't making me cry.
Oh, okay.
It's
Well,
that you have an orange.
oh, well, lemons are a bit more common. I grant you that, but oranges are nothing special. Not here. Here, and
You're
she just
not.
cuts a second slice and puts it in the glass as well.
I'm going to read her.
Okay.
So it'll be anticlimactic. That's all. So first off, I'm just going to waste one of them on, is she lying?
Is she lying about?
Are oranges no big deal here?
I mean, here in this carriage,
Are they really that
yeah,
rich?
they're.
Yes.
It's not a big deal here.
Okay.
Like if I guess down train, if someone gave you a free slice of orange, you'd be waiting for the other shoe to drop, or you'd be waiting for the ask of a favor, right? But there's
Yes,
no
of
sense
course.
of that manipulation here.
Okay. I'll hang on to one of my questions with her, and I'll go right to, what is your deepest secret fear?
Go straight for the
Does
jugular, huh?
she?
She.
This is why people are afraid of brain pickers.
I mean, you can. The sense you get from her is that obviously she has noticed your kind of clothes and general demeanor, and she knows exactly where you come from, but she is not really judging you for that. You're just a customer in her eyes, and that is her shtick, right?
Right.
But she is afraid that if things crumble, the kingdom will be gone, right? If the social order decays, if there's a revolution, this place will be no longer.
Oh, that makes sense. So I'm going to say to her, as if we had just been having a conversation about this, don't worry, I think there are other problems that people are going to be worried about more than having a revolution to bring down the kingdom. But have you seen, do you know anyone who might own this? And I show her the pin.
So like she is off guard, right? When when you basically read her darkest, deepest fear, right? And tell her
Right, although
it's all going to be all right.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I wish this, I wish I could say this wasn't a brain picker move to stop somebody from, to make somebody drop their shields for a moment, so that you could.
But it ought to be, right?
It's a risky move.
Yeah.
Some people respond very badly. But I say, I'm looking for whose this is, and it's really important to them. It's not just a piece of barter. But I've never seen anything like it before.
Well, you'll see some things like that up here from time to time.
Have you seen anybody who has this, maybe like wore it on a uniform? Or
I mean, I know whose it is.
You know whose it is? Who?
I do. But you understand. You wouldn't like me to share your secrets with anyone who walked in here, would you?
Well, I'm not going to share your secret with anybody.
Well, sorry. You're asking me to share someone else's secret.
Yes.
With you.
Yes.
And I wouldn't like to do that to any customer.
I won't tell anybody you did it.
Does that seem like you might be charming or deceiving?
Yes, it's not deceiving.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say, I'll get really close to her and I'll go, please. And that's a mesmerizing whisper.
Yeah. Mesmerizing Whisper.
Which is just a charm.
Yeah.
It's just it's a slight variant on a charm. Yep.
Okay. Well, Dusk. I'm sure you can take care of yourself. You have that air about you. But
Maybe.
I mean, maybe you'll help me out with a different problem.
Okay.
The man I'm going to point you towards is dangerous, but knows where a friend of mine is. You wouldn't be able to find out where they are, would you?
Maybe. Probably.
Probably.
I mean, I could probably find out where they were. I could maybe probably find out where they were and not get killed.
Well, that seems
Because those are not the finding out and
yeah,
finding out quite like doesn't always happen the same way.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm good at finding things out that people don't want anybody to know.
Sure. An old friend of mine called Fry.
Right.
Has gone missing these past few weeks, and I believe that Uptrain, Mr. Burrows, is the man you're looking for.
Who do you think knows about Fry?
Oh, Mr. Burrows.
Oh, okay. Right. And are you going to tell me who this is?
Oh, sorry, Mr. Burrows is the answer to all of your questions.
Oh, so Mr. Burrows, oh, this is his pin, and he knows about your friend Fry.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to Mr. Burrows if I can. I promise.
Well, you take care, Dusk. I hope
I
you
can't
don't
promise.
expose yourself.
I can't promise that. I have to go where things tell me to go sometimes.
Okay. So let's.
And I won't tell anybody about your thing.
Great.
It's okay. We're all afraid of something. I found that everybody, maybe probably even Mr. Burrows. Who knows?
Well, if you find that out, you should.
I don't like talking about people's
kick
fears.
that lever.
Well, I don't like talking about people's fears, not unless there's a really, really good reason.
Okay.
I just can't help seeing them sometimes. Thanks. And okay. I drink I guzzle my water with orange, and then I eat all the orange slice, and I kind of gnaw and I take the rind and I tuck it away in my pocket because it smells good. Mm-hmm. And then I go.
Okay, great. So Scrape. Let's find out what you're up to.
Yeah, I think I'll first dive back to my people, see what's if anything's going on, figure out if there's something I need to take care of, and then I'll go read up on this radiation stuff, and I'm kind of has me bugged. And I know, and I think I'll there's no research move, right? So I think I'll come across the fact that iodine tablets would help with this.
Yeah, I think
Does that seem reasonable?
that's sure to be in that book of yours, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I need these, I guess. Is there some pharmacy, apothecary that is up train where I could maybe go and try to get some of that stuff?
Yeah. I mean, obviously you could go to the well market, but again,
Eh,
not quite the
mm-mm.
usual fare for that.
No, I also need to talk to some people who are actually medical people. I know they have doctors up train, um, and I know that they are probably not gonna tell me everything. But since we're all on this train thingy, I think might be still a good idea to alert them that there might be something going on. And I scratch their back, they might scratch mine.
Yeah. Well, you did get a name for the Geiger counter, which was Peregrine.
Peregrine, right?
And if someone is interested in Geiger counters, they might have a lead on iodine tablets as well.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Peregrine is
Right.
up in the baffles, which is
Okay.
past the kingdom.
Route to the tunnels beneath. Okay. Nice. Uh-huh. So I'd either have to cross the shatters and the kingdom. I wonder if there's a way to get to these tunnels, though. I mean, I have a secret thingy in my.
You do have a secret
Right?
access to unknown places, right?
Yes, I do. So no, I'm look here, access to unexplored chambers to be determined. Maybe that might give me some access to these passages so I can bypass all of at least the what's the toll gang people. They always want me to look at their scars and tell them that they're super pretty or something. I don't know.
Um, yeah. So, talk to me about your secret access to these tunnels that run underneath um, everything else.
Yeah, I, that's we're in the garden and that's where I have hang my shingle, so to speak. I have a secluded space. It's kind of guarded, and there is a hatch in the floor. And we used to not think about that too much because you can open it and you can put stuff in, and then you can drag stuff out because it's a hatch and you put stuff in. Well, and then one day I kind of fell into it when I was grabbing for something. I noticed that it went a lot deeper than I thought previously. It's pretty dark down there. So, I mean, it's always pretty dark in the train, but it's kind of dark in a way that's not somewhere else. And I don't know, there are weird things there. Like we eat insects, so I'm probably not scared of them, but that's something that's kind of creeping me out about that place. But, you know, um, it's the best. I think it's the best shot I have to get up train, maybe, possibly.
So, have you ever? I mean, you've obviously gone a little bit into
Yeah.
these chambers, but
Yeah.
how far have you gone before? How much of
Oh
a
no,
risk do you think this is?
not super far because why would I? We were using this when somebody out there is making trouble and we have to hide some people that some other people might not like, and these people are injured and they would like to injure them some more, and we don't want that, so we put people down there to hide them from other people who might not view them very favorably. But we're not going very far. I think Silence has gone a bit because she likes to go places, and she's telling me that the darkness sings to her, things like that. I usually ignore that. She also says that the snow sings to her, so not too sure of what she thinks sings to her. But I think this might be the best way I have to get up train fast. So I will get my assistants? Tell them.
Yeah. I mean, silent, like, the other two look at you like you've said, today I will be performing lobotomy on myself for no good reason. Um, it's like, what? You're going up train down there. I mean, and Silence just looks at you like, finally, we get to explore. I've told
Yes.
you, I've told you, haven't I, about what's down there really?
You've told me some stuff. I guess we'll find out what's down there really, and or who.
I mean, the darkness says there should be one train.
There is one train.
Not like that. I mean, like, really one train. That's what it says.
Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm sure that is a good thing. Yeah, one train.
So, I'm not sure whether this advice from Silence is making you feel more apprehensive or less, but
Yeah.
do you think this is acting under fire, or do you think this is something more akin to opening your brain to try to safely navigate?
I think this might actually be down to, is this that augury or is that another move? Open your brain. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I want to I think I want to open my brain. Speaking of lobotomy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I will actually give Sven and what's her name? The other one. His name's Sven and Chelsea, like, okay, Chelsea, you look out for Sven. Anybody comes and makes trouble, you just, what to do. Sven, remember that people should pay if they can. Don't just give everything away.
But boss, most of the people come here are like so, they're out there on their last legs. They don't have a dime.
They do have a dime. That's the thing. They usually do have a dime. At least ask them for it. Okay. I'm not saying kick them out. We never kick somebody out, Sven, but you know that. But we need to eat.
Sure, I'll ask.
I'll ask. Okay. I look to Chelsea and say,
I mean, Chelsea rolls her eyes at you because, like, sure, he'll ask, but he'll like tell someone straight away, "Oh, but you don't have to if you don't need, if you don't have it." It's like, what's the point? It's like asking a puppy not to beg or something.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Chelsea will take care of this.
Yes. Thank you, Chelsea. Yeah. Oh, and if anybody asks about eating snow, tell them it's not a good idea. No matter what Blizzard says, it's not a good idea.
And doesn't matter what color it is either, right?
Doesn't matter what color it is, it's not a good idea to eat snow you don't know where it's been.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. Cool. Okay, just silence then. I think I will actually take some of the weirdness juice that I have around here. It's not a weirdness juice, it's just some drug that makes you more receptive to stuff. And I feel, since Dusk isn't around when you need her, I will take that stuff and then I will open my brain.
Okay.
Because why not?
Why not?
Okay, and I roll with nothing, right?
Weird.
I don't have weird. Oh, I don't have. I'm super bad at weird. See that? That's why.
You do have weird. It's just not very high.
Not my forte.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a reason you've stayed out of.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a 3, so yeah.
That was a good reason.
That was a good reason. I don't do that normally.
So.
I must be prepared for the worst. I'm prepared for the worst.
So you clamber down, and Your silence is she's going with you, right? Is that did I
Yeah,
understand that correctly? Yeah.
yeah.
And she tells you that the most important thing you can do is um, just if the darkness whispers to you, you have to be polite. You have to not try to shut it out. You have to let it flow through you, and it
Uh-huh.
will guide you to the right place.
Okay.
And it's cramped down here. There's like um, sludge at the bottom. You feel the insects scuttling. Whether or not you have a tiny little kind of miner's light attached to you or not, they kind of know you're coming, and you're crawling through this dank sludge. and and then you have a set, you can kind of every so often when you stop, you feel silence pat the soles of your feet to let you know she's there. And after what seems like an eternity, you stop, and there's no pat. And it's very tight. It's hard for you um, to get a sense of where silence might be. Um, and eventually, you hear her voice coming from ahead of you.
Doesn't make sense. No, that doesn't make sense. How do I get turned around here? Okay. I'll call her silence.
Scrape,
Yeah.
I'm up here.
Okay.
You disappeared.
I thought you were behind me.
I was. You disappeared.
How did I disappear? I can't disappear here. It doesn't make sense.
Well, I thought you had just raced ahead, and I went faster to catch up, and then
How did you overtake me? Okay. Okay, I'm getting seriously freaked out here.
well, hurry, come on up.
Yeah, okay.
I find an exit.
Good. But this was not a good idea.
And again, it seems like an age before you reach, where the voice is coming from, and you reach where she is, and then she's not there. Like, her voice is right in front of you, and then it's not. And this iris opens right above you. This metal unfolding circle, and above you see the howling shatters. You can feel the
Oh,
cold hit you, and a snowfall. You know, I think the train goes around a rough corner or something like that, and the whole train jerks, and this lump of snow just falls on top of you through the iris.
oh, I want to get out of here. As I said, I'm seriously freaked out, and I'm just getting out of there, and I'm cursing like a blue streak, and then I'm out, and then I'm looking around. Silence.
And silence is nowhere to be seen. And we'll take a break.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. Joined as promised by our fourth player. Mark, say hi and introduce us to your character.
Hi, I am not muted for once. I am Mark. I'm playing Llama. Llama is the gear cutter for the crew, and for the crew. Everyone's out for themselves. But Llama is the gear cutter, and when we last left off, I think he had promised to do something for Kite, getting some ammo or some gear from Magpie, who's farther along in the train. Well, I'm getting some really poor loading time on my NPC pictures and stuff. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm up to.
Okay, so Magpie is in the well market. So you're not that far away from him at all. So yeah, do you wanna do that, or do you wanna find a reason to go up train like everyone else?
Definitely going up train. I think that if so the well market is back from where we were, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You were in the cloakroom with Annette.
So maybe I'll put the ammo on hold for a moment because I would like to move toward the front of the train. I'm also interested in the Geiger counter, and I would like to assist and make sure that that Scrape is getting something that's going to function wherever we end up getting it. Does that sit well with people?
Sure. I'm sure Scrape is wondering right now if he might have waited for you, because things are kind of dark and they are not in a happy place right now.
Oh no.
Things are dark and full of terror.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I've got a couple of ideas. Maybe you go to Scrapes to find out where they are, and like his people will tell you what foolishness he's gotten up to. Or you could just go up train and we could arrange a fortuitous meeting.
Sorry, I'm muted. Let's go to Scrapes. Find that Scrape is not there, and decide to go to be on the hunt for Scrape.
Okay. So when you get there, Chelsea, who is the older woman who helps Scrape, kind of takes care of security and the electrical stuff, is sitting on this threadbare armchair and drinking a cup of Joe. Sven is taking care of a patient. If there are any Disney band-aids left in this grim world, he has a lifetime supply of them. Hey Lem, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. He adjusts his aviators a little bit. I'm looking for Scrape. Any sign?
Well, I will give you 3 guesses where the fuck he has gone. Think of the strangest, least comforting thing that you would do.
I don't know. It's kind of
Hey,
a lot of things fit
let
the
me
bill,
give you
I
a
guess.
clue. There's some dark, dank tunnels under the train.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay. Okay.
Silence went with her because apparently she can talk to the darkness or some shit.
Yeah. That sounds right. Let's okay. Well, I'm on it. I'll play catch up. You take care.
Sorry. You're playing catch up. You're going down too, are you?
Yeah.
Can you leave all your valuables here? Because I feel like a windfall.
I'm gonna hold on to my stuff, I think.
Can we tie a rope to your leg so that when you, I don't know,
You're gonna pull me back out through the tunnels?
your corpse? Yeah.
Yeah, they're not kidding.
Okay.
I'll remember you in my will.
Okay. she has no cultural reference that makes any sense of that. You know, it's like something people say. What does that mean? Like,
Well,
sure you will.
and then yeah, I am.
Okay, so like she opens this hatch, which you've probably seen 100 times before. You never thought much of it. You kind of had an inkling that Scrape might have hid some contraband or stuff in there, but apparently it's a route into the tunnels.
Okay, so my stuff finally loaded, and this is in which car?
No, I should know that.
It's in the garden.
In the garden.
It's the
yeah.
garden. Okay. Okay. Cool. Oh, I see the new threat there. Nice.
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty, right?
So
It is pretty.
Dusk called
Oh.
you.
So, I guess I'm as ready as I'm ever gonna be. I'm just gonna.
So, this is a tight, grimy tunnel crawling with bugs. And it's cold and it gives you this eerie sense when you lower yourself into it. Is this a keep your shit together kind of thing for Lemma, or is this a I'll open my brain and that'll take care of everything?
No, I think I want to keep my cool here. Or
I mean, it might help. It might help if silence isn't whispering strange nightmare mutterings into your ear, right? Okay.
Wow, that sounds like it was so much fun.
You're also a
over
lot
script.
weirder than I am.
Oh man.
You're just looking at the dice roll now that you've opened the dice room, have you?
Is this Act Under Fire or?
This
Yeah.
is Act Under Fire. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, so Act Under Fire is. I am sorry, I'm still digging around so much on the character sheet today. So that's going to be plus.
Plus cool,
cool,
which is 1 for Lemma.
Oh, I should have opened my brain maybe, but I'm just gonna roll with this because I want to be cool. Dice roller. All right. +1. What?
Wow.
Do you keep your cool any better than a 13? I don't think so. So I think that as I'm crawling along and I'm like flicking the cockroaches off myself, I say, God, I'm glad we don't have to eat these things.
I mean, you don't have to. And when you're moving, it's sludgy, tight territory, and it if you have any fondness for your outfit, you should abandon that now. And you eventually reach someone who's like sitting, like every so often there's like an alcove or so, and you reach someone you kind of feel their feet, their boots. I don't know if you have a light.
Yeah, is this not lit?
This is not lit. This is pitch black.
I think if I have a flashlight, I'm going to use the flashlight.
Okay, so it's silence.
Okay.
And she's like pointing up. And right above you, there's this metal iris that's closed.
Okay. I'm trying to find silence on the
Oh,
tab.
she
one of
is in
Beneath my character
Yeah,
on
one of
the
your one of
somebody
the
said
followers
to-
of
Okay.
script.
So what was the deal with silence?
She is really good with blood work and likes creepy old tales.
Okay, cool.
And this iris was described in the scene that you didn't see. You know, the audience saw this iris open up, and the cold of the blizzard was behind it, which
Oh.
was freaky and terrifying. Now, so you might get a sense that something awful is on the other side of that.
You might.
Silence. So Scrape's up ahead of you?
No. Well, she was ahead of me, but when I got here, I just saw the iris close and I heard Scrape.
Scrape uses he pronouns though. Just saying.
Okay.
Oh, you're right. I heard Scrape's voice up there.
What did Scrape say?
Let's cut there because we don't know what Scrape said. Okay, so
Pretty sure the first thing Scrape said was "fuck" or something to that effect.
yeah. Well, we're going to leave you in a little bit of suspense because we'll go back to Blizzard and find out what he's up to.
I changed my move quickly because I didn't use Artful and Gracious, and I don't think I will get a chance to. I don't think it's fitting, so I changed to the other one. And I think as I said, I will be talking with Finch. I think I'm talking with Finch, and I ask her. So I guess the best place to get more cloaks will be to go to the Dredges and deal with January. Do you know? Do you have any info about her that I might use?
Oh. I mean, I think if you can give some of her people a spot, she'll trade you just about anything.
Give some of her people our spot.
Well, a spot. You know, if you give them a place to live, give them food, anywhere up train is better than where they are. Most people in the well market, you know, like to lock the door behind them, right? People from down train don't get up.
Well, I wish I could. I really wish I could help them. I feel that, but there is just I don't think there is any space here that we could fit any more people. We already taken as much as we could from her.
Well, then your other option is dealing with uptrain. I mean, I'm not sure that price is going to be any better.
I think I'd rather deal with January. I do care for those for those people. I hope that I think they might be willing. I hope they might be willing to trade a lot for a tomato or a carrot rather than this black goo.
Yeah. Well, do you want to make that move? The grapevine, to find out
let's do it.
Something actionable.
Let's do it. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Oh, the rolls are really good for me today. It's a 13, which means I get 3 questions. Yeah, I think. Oh, these are bullet points vertical as well. I think. How are they doing, and what's up with them?
Yeah, I think they are. They are probably. Now, Finch probably doesn't say this, but you understand. You can read between the lines.
Mm-hmm.
Probably doing worse than she would like to let on, right? Maybe the fact is that uh, not very many of um, her people have been moved up train in quite a while, and things are tight back there, tighter than they've ever been.
Mm. I think what or who do they love best?
I mean, I think they love Score the best.
Very interesting. The last one. How could I get to them emotionally?
Um, I mean, do we build directly on that answer about Score? I mean, if you promised, he's a bit odd, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, maybe in a slightly different way from Dusk, but not the easiest person to sell to get a spot. But if you were to offer him a spot, you would probably be getting a very good deal on coats.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks, Finch. I knew I could rely on your intel. It's good to have someone moving up and down the train. I guess I turn around to, oh, Mrs. White, just the person I wanted to see. Let's grab some fresh products from Mr. from Pipe, and let's go to Dredges to get us some more cloaks.
Okay. So yeah, going down train um, with
The
your
opposed direction than everyone
yeah
else.
with your um, I guess this is like a gift basket, right? This is a Blizzard shtick now. A gift basket
Yes.
cures all ills on the train. Uh, do you want to maybe we'll paint the scene of the dregs,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll go back up train. Um, so yeah, I've pegged this as a cold and lonely place where those who have made their way out of the tail but cannot scratch together enough to go forward and dare not return. Um, so yeah, what is the thing that you notice here that makes you kind of miss how kind of cozy and you know like home the well market is?
Uh, hmm. I think what do I think what fascinates me is how dark it is. This carriages probably don't have any windows, so that they would not break them and cause us some trouble. So probably there is like very few artificial lights working, and it's like dark. I mean, well market has a lot of shadows, but there's also plenty of light and people are moving. And here is like unfamiliar territory, and there is like very dim light. It's ominous, it's dark.
Okay, yeah. So definitely not a place, especially if you're unfamiliar with it, right? The dark place doesn't seem very very nice. Um, so yeah, I think very little furniture, very little kind of signs of civilization. I think um, there's like a huddle of a massive people who are like in cloaks or curtains or anything to help keep them warm, and they're kind of huddled together for warmth back here.
Mm-hmm.
And January's kind of sitting apart from them, maybe like boiling a kettle um, on an open flame. And yeah, she greets you I think you can see one of the kind of mass of huddled people like perks up when you appear. I'm not sure that it's like maybe it's your presence or maybe it's just this kind of pristine or as pristine as things get on this train, white clothes that just seems alien in this surrounding.
Uh, yeah. I totally envisioned that that Blizzard and Mrs. White, we are walking and people are like touching us, our cloaks, and as we were walking, we are like sort of giving them a blesses, like may the snow be with you, may the cold doesn't take you, uh, and yeah, this is like very bizarre for us to be here. But yes, we are walking and spreading the comfort that my cult is giving to those people. So I think we have like maybe like one or two more people with us who are like take up the and talk to the uh, passengers of the dredges, give them some comfort, and that way I can like speak with January.
Sure, yeah. So you're like she's sitting on like a wooden fruit box or something really basic like that. And yeah, she kind of offers you a spot.
Thank you. I'd rather I'd rather stand. And then just like look that this is like so dirty that I would like to my cloak entirely. So thank you. I would rather stand. Uh, January. Uh, how is the snow treating you?
No better than usual, no worse than usual. It's usually the same back here.
How many of your people have been taken by the snow recently?
Not as many as have come up. We're getting crowded in here.
Uh, we are we are in the process of building a temple for the snow where passengers could come up and get some comfort, get some closure, uh, feel feel a little bit of relax from the situations that are happening in their daily life. However, to complete this project, to be able to accommodate people going to the snow temple, which is built in the cloakroom, we need a few more cloaks. And I wondered that maybe I could trade you.
Trade me? What are you offering for extra cloaks?
Uh, hmm. I think Blizzard really doesn't want to take care of the score. He puts in he turns around, he like grabs the basket of the of food from the gardens. He puts them I think this is like a fair offering, some food for some cloaks.
This much food for some cloaks for every day that you have the cloaks?
I mean uh I mean, we trade. Yes, it's just like a one-time transactions. I know that you people are like very organized and can like I'm sure I'm sure that you have like some how to call the profession that makes cloaks? Is it like a carpenter? Like who makes the cloaks?
I'm not sure there's. I can't think of one.
Okay.
Someone who makes specifically cloaks, but oh yeah, but how do we get the material and it's a permanent exchange for. I mean, really, this basket, as lovely as it is, would barely feed us for one meal. I think you've got
Hmm.
to lighten the load here. Take 3 people, and I'll give you as many cloaks as I can spare.
Yeah. I think Blizzard looks at her and he says, "Things pretty crowded in the well market. Like I do not have like an empty space to take more people in. But yeah, let's make the deal for like cloaks for some like stable for some like continuous food delivery." And he's totally bluffing. He doesn't intend to keep his end of the deal.
Okay, so you think you're deceiving?
Uh oh wow, that's because it's not bluffing, it's like deceiving.
Yeah.
Uh but yes, that's what I said. That's what I'm doing. Yes.
I
I
mean,
was
yeah. I mean, if it doesn't, I mean, it's not what you want to do. I mean, you can change it, but it sounds
yeah, I
like
was in
you're deceiving them.
yeah let's yeah, let's change it. I think Blizzard changes his last sentence and he says listen, if there is too many of you, I'm sure we can like send some people to like eliminate some of them as some of and eliminate some of the problem if you are unwilling to cooperate with my request.
So that certainly seems like a a threat. Um, so I know last time Scrape's insight into Blizzard's operation was that they weren't really violent, but back here, is that like not an insight that January would have? Like, is it reasonable that she would believe this of you?
Is the reason she would believe it of me? Uh,
Or rather, maybe the reverse. Like, is there any reason she would doubt it?
uh, but I think that earlier in the train history, Blizzard was used to be someone who was involved in delivering the various punishments for, I don't know, whoever ruled the train before, like some time ago.
Okay.
So he was the one putting people, giving them the snow treatment. So might not now, but he's known from having the history of delivering it.
Okay. Well, sounds perfect. So roll plus aggro to threaten her.
I was hoping for something smaller, but I rolled a 12.
Okay. Well, they're gonna back down and give you your way. Um, although, like, obviously, like she's kind of begging you not to do that because you can't. These people are helpless, right? They couldn't they couldn't possibly do anything to earn your wrath. They're innocent. Um,
I think Blizzard slowly backs down from his threat. To says, well then, don't push me. And yes, keep the you can keep the good offering, and yes, and I'll be taking this cloak, this, and that one behind you as well.
Okay. Well, that gives everyone a warm feeling, I'm sure. So let us zoom back up train to dusk. Who is had a nice quiet drink in the kingdom?
Yeah.
With,
Can I have an inkling that something is wrong with Scrape? I like Scrape a lot. I spent time with her.
Okay.
Do I get a? Can I have a like a pit? We're feeling in the pit of my stomach.
I mean, I guess you could have reason to open your brain, right? And I guess we could. You might be wondering something else, but the question that you as a player is asking is there something wrong with Scrape, right? That sounds fair.
Sure. So I'm gonna find like a broom closet.
Well, there's a the little she doesn't call it a little girl's room. The WC is what Flake calls it. If you want to powder your nose.
I don't know what she means at all, but it's a
Yeah.
small room that I can. If it's a small room that I can hide in,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
that's fine. Okay. Let me see if I can figure out what this weird feeling is. I have a 7.
Okay. So do you think Scrape is Scrape really kind of concerned with people back train, or is there something else she's kind of wondering, and this is kind of something that seeps through into?
I don't know. It's Scrape in trouble.
Okay. So yeah, what do you? Let me ask this question then. Previously, not the dreams that set off this whole black ice interest, but previously you had a dream about the iris.
Yeah.
And at the time it seemed totally incongruous, but now in your brain now you see something of Scrapes caught in the iris. What is that, and how does that make you feel?
What of Scrapes is caught in the iris?
Yeah, that's the question I'm asking you.
Oh, that's an interesting question. I'm happy to hear from Sabine about this, but if she doesn't
I don't know what his office is called in the iris. No idea. Probably some memory, maybe.
That sounds good. It's got to be an important memory.
What
if it's? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was just gonna wonder what memory, but you were obviously going to answer that already.
Well, I mean, I don't know enough about Scrape's history, but a memory that affects some important relationship she has. Who do you think?
He has.
Sabine, he has.
Um,
That affects the relationship he has.
Yeah, I wonder, memory caught in the iris. I think it's maybe not let's make, can we do this the other way around? It's not like one of his
Yeah.
memories is stuck in there, but
Yeah.
he has kind of there is this intrusive memory in his brain that he might think is his, but it's not. Would that, do you have an idea for that? Could you work with that, Donna?
Oh,
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So there's a memory that Scrape
Hey.
has that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, he kind of caught a memory.
Um, so tell me if this works. It's a memory of a friend being who died badly in the early days of the train, and there's an enormous sense of guilt that comes with it.
Or maybe it's connected to this pin thing.
Oh, sure.
Would that work? Is that maybe something that I seen connected with the pin, or that I have a feeling that this pin might be mine?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think I will. When I see it, I will think that this pin is mine. I don't know why or how, but yeah, this is important pin belongs to me somehow. That's kind of stuck in my head, and it's not my memory. It's not my pin, but
so
yeah, Dusky, and this memory or this vision is confused, right? So it's a little bit garbled and a little bit uncertain, but now, despite what Flake told you, you get the sense that if you were to show the pin that you have to Scrape, he would definitely say it's his.
Okay, I know what I want to do now. So I'm going to go into my bag and I'm going to pull out this thing that looks like a metal fishbowl. And I'm going to put it on. And it basically covers up, it goes right around Dusk's head. And it's, it looks like a piece of scrap metal that was hammered into a globe shape and made so that it could close. And it's this is my psychic antenna. So I'd like to try the augury.
Okay, cool. When this, like, what does it look like when you operate this? Like for anyone.
So Dusk curls up into a ball on the floor of this bathroom here, and holds the sort of metal globe in her hands, and she closes her eyes and lets lets the maelstrom come flooding right in. She starts to kick, writhe about a little bit, and emit tiny little cries, like she was having a terrible dream. Inside she's inside it, she's just, her eyes are closed, tight, her teeth are gritted, and she is trying, and so from the sort of TV point of view, you see her viewpoint in there, and it's dark, and then just the world goes away.
Okay, I'm gonna hold off on triggering that move. We're gonna go back to Scrape and see what kind of a Scrape. he is in. So Scrape, your the
Ouch.
snow falls on you, right?
Cold.
So what do you do?
I dig myself out of the snow and I'm cursing, obviously. But if silence isn't around, then damn it, I've got to go back, right?
And
Because
from
I have to find her. She's in this because I asked her. I can't just shrug and go on. I need to get back to her,
so
even though I don't want to.
yeah, so like just above you in this iris, you see standing at the
Oh.
edge of the room
There are people.
is
Damn.
Uncle.
Oh, hey. Let me just check Uncle out. Who are you? Oh, okay. Oh, that guy. Okay.
Scrape. I didn't know you were a tunneler.
Yeah. I lost someone down there. I guess I lost. I don't know what I lost.
Oh, there's no one else down there with you.
Oh, there was. It didn't go on long.
And he kind of leans over and looks. Well, why don't you come up here and we'll wait for them?
Yeah, I don't think I can do that. I left her and I don't do that. I don't do leaving behind people, you know?
Well, I will beckon them here.
Yeah, fine. You go ahead and do that. Thank
Okay.
you.
Well,
thank you.
You'll have to either come up above the iris or keep your head down.
I'll keep my head down.
Okay.
Just give me a second, right? I just need to breathe a little. Give me a second and then I go down.
And you lie back in the snow, and I think now, like the bugs are. I mean, it's a bounty, right, for them. All this fresh water, and they're scurrying around in the dark. I mean, the slowly encroaching dark. The iris closes above you.
I'm not having a panic attack. I'm not having a panic
You're
attack.
not having a panic attack?
I'm not having a panic attack. I'm definitely not having a panic attack.
Okay, so you think you should
yeah, I
keep
think I
your
should
cool?
roll. I think I should roll.
Or up under fire, yeah.
I feel that might be a thing where you should roll for.
You're cool.
That cool. Oh, it's a 7, so yeah. It's not a panic attack.
Not a panic attack.
Not really.
Not really.
Not really.
So I guess the tempting thing is, if you're up above the iris, you'll be in the light and not covered in all these bugs and grime, and you can wait for silence.
No, can't wait for it. I don't even know where she is. She might be in that worse shape that I am. I'm just breathing. This might take me a moment more longer than I'm actually comfortable with, but I can't go up and sit down.
Yeah.
No.
And I think as the iris is just about to close over you, Uncle leans over and says, if you scooch over to the left there, you'll have room to sit up.
Yeah, thank you. I'm fine. I'm scooching, but I'm scooching like hell.
And like as that iris closes, you do feel this kind of sudden flash, right? It's not immediate. Like you just get a sense that there's something new in your brain. Maybe it's the darkness talking to you. But if you dig around for long, or if you see a pin soon enough, it'll be apparent to you what that new memory is. Or maybe it won't. Who knows? So, we're just near the hour, so maybe we should take a break.
Yep.
We come back at 5 past. Is that all right? Okay. Okay. So we're back. Yeah, I think we have things together. Finally, we have Dusk about to augur her way to protect Scrape, and we have Lemma maybe about to be surprised one way or the other. So yeah, so let's start with Dusk's move of augury. So you roll plus weird. Okay, so on a hit, you can choose one of those options. And on a 7 to 9, you also choose one of the following at the bottom.
You are muted, Brandon.
Let me talk through the first one a little bit first before I choose the second one.
Yeah.
If that's okay. Scrape. Can you hear me?
Can I hear?
I am choosing reach through the world psychic maelstrom. Is someone connected to it?
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah.
So by default, that effect lasts only as long as you maintain it.
I understand.
So I guess during this conversation, which I guess is maybe you speaking directly into Scrape's mind. Think about which of the following options you want, because that will kind of affect.
I will.
Okay.
But part of it depends on how the initial conversation with Scrape goes.
So I guess Scrape, when a voice appears, like you're maybe you're like underneath the iris, which is just closed. You've been told you can find somewhere to sit up away in the corner, and then this voice appears inside your brain, right?
Okay, fine. I'm losing it now. It's okay. I'm just losing it. It's okay. That happens when you're under stress. That is fine. That happens. We're through this. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, no, I agree. It is fine. But you're not losing it. At least I hope not.
That sounds like Dusk. That's actually nice.
I'm in my fishbowl.
You're in your fish form. Okay.
There's something wrong, and I don't know what it is. What is it?
Oh, I'm sitting in a puddle of snow. I've lost Silence. That's what's wrong. I've lost Silence.
Oh my gosh, Silence.
Yeah, she's somewhere down here, and I don't know where she is. I've lost her. She was behind me, and then she was before me, and now the darkness is talking to me. And I think are you the darkness? You're the darkness.
No, I'm on the other side.
That's what the darkness would say.
Yeah, it probably would.
Oh. Fine. Can you help me find Silence, though?
I'll try.
Cool.
Okay, so now I'm going to use to do my my one, and it's either a reach deep or a reach broadly, whichever one is likely to find Silence here.
So you kind of reach out beyond Scrape, and here under the iris, it's very difficult to broaden your reach. It's like it's actively resisting you.
Oh yeah.
And then you snap through, right? It just it's so difficult for so long, and then you reach this position of stability against it, and it just snaps away and it's gone. And
Yeah,
this
someone
is
watching in the bathroom would see me banging the fishbowl head against the floor.
and Lemma, this is when you are kind of next to Silence, and then in the opposite side of the tunnel, you see Scrape appear, or you just see Scrape out of the corner of your eye, like you didn't notice him before.
Scrape.
Yeah.
Look where
And sorry for Scrape, like now you can see Lemma and Silence.
yeah, I'm showing you what my eyes see. Scrape. Follow that.
Okay, I can do that. I can do that. I can follow that.
No, Scrape, you're seeing them. They're in
Yeah,
the corridor with you.
I'm talking to a voice in my head. Okay, I can do that. It's total truth here. I do not think I'm entirely sane at this moment.
Okay.
Because I hear a voice in my head. That is kind of weird. It might be the darkness. And so I will look over to Silence and, for whatever reason, Lemma. And I will say, Silence, is that you, or is the darkness still fucking with my head?
And your Silence like looks over at you like they've seen a ghost, and kind of scrambles over to you and, I don't know, glomps you, gives you a hug or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Something maybe.
Yeah. Okay. I'll hug her. That's
Okay.
cool. That's fine. I'm not usually a hugger, but in this case, I'm gonna make an exception. And I'll say, hey, to Dusk. Hey, darkness, Dusk thingy. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I can't really hold on to this any longer.
Yeah, that's fine. It's
but
okay. You don't need to be in my head.
They
anymore.
were okay. Okay. Bye. I'll talk to you soon. I hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye. And
Like,
blink.
turn to.
And I blink out and whip the fishbowl off and wipe my nose where it bled.
And I hug Silence and I say, did you know that darkness sounds like dusk?
Well, that makes sense, right?
Yeah,
That
kind of
makes
does.
a lot of sense.
Yeah, kind of does. Kind of does. Lemma, I hallucinating you.
I'm really glad I joined this party here. It looks like you guys are having fun. Did you like get some bad hooch, or what is going on?
Yeah, I try to widen my perception. Say that was maybe a mistake.
Ah, okay. Weird.
So, yeah, this place is odd.
You doing okay, pal?
Yeah, fine. I heard the darkness in my mind. It sounded just like this. But otherwise, well, Uncle's up there. He said that he was calling Silence to him. Like, no fucking idea. I was getting up. I was trying to get up train and avoid the toll gang and the whole shebang and the kingdom and stuff. Because I'm pretty sure this leads to the baffles.
So, Donna, does this undercarriage tunnel lead farther along, and we just have to get past something, or is it at an end?
No, I mean it keeps going.
Okay.
Just this was a very interesting place to stop. I mean, I think Silence might take a bit of coaxing to come even further. I think they're shook by this whole experience.
I think I will deposit Silence with Uncle, maybe, if they're amenable, both of them. And then we can continue, because I think the drug might have worn off or not. Who knows?
Yeah, Uncle Silence. Uncle can buy you the breakfast that he promised me that never materialized. Okay.
Okay. Uh, does that phase you at all, Lemma? You just heard that Uncle was up there behind this iris.
So, I mean, I guess if I, is it possible for me to kind of calculate where I think we are, and does it make sense that that we're below the shatters?
Yeah, yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay. Did I not know that there was this access to this under tunnel? Do you think?
I don't think it's a. I don't think there. I mean, there's rumors, right? Hearsay and conjecture, right? But yeah, I mean, people say all kinds of things. This thing happens to be true, that there's a tunnel that runs all the way under the train.
So I think that, yeah, I think that Lemma is a little surprised that that there's this outlet here. And he thought for a moment, hey, maybe I'll just take Scrape upside, or topside with me, and we'll move along. But then he's gonna have to face Kite, and he does not have what he promised to get from Magpie for this. So, all right, you want me to take the lead? I can squeeze by you.
I think that's a fairly good idea. If you take the lead, I'm not too good down here. I might have a little, there's a word for it, but I don't like tight spaces, filled with snow and insects.
Yeah.
But I think it's still better than dealing with the scar collection of the Toll Gang. These guys are seriously weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. Okay. Well,
So
let's press
on. I'm going to. So you have to get past the kingdom to get to the battles. I am going to. I think there's been enough of a arduous time of it getting this far, so I'm gonna say this goes relatively plainly, but paint the scene a little bit for me, Lemma. What do you sense underneath the kingdom that makes you wish you were up there?
I think that so especially coming from the shatters where it's so cold, when we get to the under tunnel of the kingdom, we can just feel the warmth radiating from above. The snow is very slushy if there's any snow in here, or else it's just liquid draining away. There are more insects because it's warmer. But we can feel the warmth, and I think that we start to smell food that they are making up there, including cooking animal proteins. I don't know how everyone feels about cooking meat, so I don't want to say, I did it now though. So yeah, so we get that scent.
And maybe like the warmth of some citrus fruit, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, absolutely.
How about Scrape? What do you what do you feel about the vibe of this place? Like, it's obviously it's a dank undertunnel, but there's like a sense that people are down here a little bit more regularly than anywhere else.
There are pipes, there's piping, like these pipe, there's always piping in the walls, but these are used pipes. You can hear them gurgling and doing things, and sometimes you can even see some screws that look newer in the pipes, and you can smell some at some places you can smell disinfectant, and the insects won't go there.
Okay.
They're not on the pipes mostly. I mean, some of the pipes smell a little iffy, but yeah, but still the insects mostly leave them alone.
Okay, awesome. So let's. So I think we have three of you all approaching the battles now, but let's go back to Blizzard. Um, you're coming back from the dregs, or you're arriving now back at the well market or the cloakroom with this essentially this huge pile of cloaks or coats that you have, you know, won, um, extorted
Mhm.
out of the people back in the dregs, robbed. Yeah, that would
Yeah,
extorted.
that would be a prop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the proper naming of it.
But like, does Blizzard leave this kind of new influx of coats, well-made coats, speak for itself, or does he like make a speech to take credit for this explicitly?
Uh, I think I need to build my congregation. So I think I definitely send my snow priest to gather people around, and I again am in the same catwalk on the level 1 above the well market. Passengers of the Snowpiercer, uh, by the by my foresight and by your requests, uh, we have we have now more cloaks to facilitate both the construction of the snow temple as well as a safe and warm transfer between the well market and the gardens.
Um, I think the only thing that can be an adequate response to that is a resounding cheer, right? Um, it's happy hour in the well market right now. There's noodles, and some strange spirits for everyone, right?
Yeah, that's uh, uh, that's uh, that's perfect. I think I'll at the moment of victory, of achievement, and I let people celebrate. Uh, as I will get down to the other business that I can now safely arrange. I'm going to meet Mr. Pipe, who is the spokesman for Giantrons and the farmers. And Mr. Pipe, we need to arrange the schedule and we need to prepare the place for the snow temple. So I envision that I'll be leading people to do some cleanup work in the cloakroom
Yeah, yeah.
around the airlock.
So, what do you think? Do you think this is an act of devotion? I think that makes some sense at least. Or do you
Uh,
think this is more of a kind of outside their normal duties, and this is a like
I
a
think I think I think this is slightly outside the side of their duties because first of all we are working in this place that I think this is actually dangerous because we are working in this place where it's like much colder here. It's legitimately dangerous for people to
okay?
like fall, get injured, and stuff like this. And so yeah, I think this goes beyond
Okay.
their devotion to
Yeah.
me.
So leadership, I guess. If this is ordering your gang to, I mean, maybe it's a stretch. Advance, regroup, or hold position, right?
I
I
do
think
not
it's a
have
good.
access. I do not have access to this room to this move.
Uh, True, but otherwise, I don't think. I think it's hard enough to warrant a move. So, do you think it's like acting under fire to get them to do it, or
Uh, I'm thinking, yeah, I think it's acting under fire to get to manage this entire operation safely. Otherwise, weird things might happen. So
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So let's go with that. That is plus cool.
I'm rolling cool. It's a 10.
Yeah, you're on fire tonight with those dice.
Yes.
So yeah, they're yeah. I think Pipe is on board. You've told him what to do. Is it makes a lot of sense to him. He's on board and like he respects the. He knows what you had to do to get all those coats from the drags, right? He has no. He doesn't think you made a deal with them. He knows you. You put the boot in and showed them what kind of a man you really are. Yeah, it's like you say jump, he says how high. I mean, he jumps and then he says, "Do you want me to jump higher?" Right? uh,
Yeah,
so
and I think we see Blizzard also in this moment as he's like not dressed in white. He's more dressed to match the laborers that he's managing. Even though he's like slightly standing above, I totally think he has like some kind of like a chain around his neck to like symbolize his status. And he's not actually doing work, he's just like managing people. But we see that he's actually good at it.
you have a clipboard, right? That's the true sign of a foreman, you know. Okay, cool. So yeah, like they're clearing this out, and you can already maybe in your mind's eye see how this temple should be arranged. You know where it should be. You know, the signs are clear in your brain as to exactly how this this should be organized. Okay, awesome. And I think any general reticence about like taking over essentially the cloakroom is now gone, right? You have Jackson on side. I think the mass of people who live in the well market are kind of on side now too. So like anyone who, if there are some people who are unsure about this, they're staying quiet and um, they're letting you go along with it or looking to see what happens. So I think you've got no real naysayers anymore in this area.
Perfect.
Cool.
May there be snow.
Yeah. Okay, so let us jump forward to the battles. Dusk, you come out of the WC
Yeah.
a little bit worse for wear. I think
Yeah.
Flake brings you a cool drink, um, and it helps you freshen up, and bids you to please visit again. And there's like maybe a conspiratorial nod on your arrangement, but she's not saying anything more now that you're kind of further up the train.
Okay.
Um,
So I'm going to go try to find Mr. Burroughs.
so when you get to the baffles, this is it's still got this kind of cozy vibe, but it's more like a curio shop vibe than say either the junkyard or the club vibe that you've seen, where there's a lot of stuff. And there's more people here than there were in the kingdom. People working on stuff, people doing things and being productive. But you do get a look when you come through. Um, Are you trying to breeze by or take this in, or what do you think?
Well, I guess I have to go to hospitality, right? That's where Mr. Burrows is.
Well, you don't know. You've been told he's up
So,
train. Yeah.
Okay, then I said that I don't know where he is, then I'm going to have to ask. So I'm going to ask someone.
Okay.
I'm going to look around for someone who seems like they might answer a question.
Okay. So there's an older woman with spectacles sitting sitting on or at a bench. She is she's like reading this book that kind of reminds you of something you've seen Scrape read in his kind of surgery, or whatever we call his place of work.
Infirmary, we call
Infirmary.
it
Infirmary.
infirmary.
Okay, yeah. My brain was reaching for a word,
Oh.
not arriving on it.
Oh, you like my friend Scrape?
Your friend Scrape. What is your friend Scrape like?
He has an infirmary in the back of the train, and helps people who are sick.
Well, I do that too, so I suppose I am. My name's
You
Ruth.
You seem a lot fancier.
Well, up train, down train.
Yeah. So where is everybody here?
What do you mean?
I
Where
mean,
is everyone? This is
you've got
probably
so much
the
space.
The crowd here is pretty big for the baffles.
My name's Dusk. I'm looking for Mr. Burrows. I say, kind of looking off to one side as they do that.
But come closer, dear. Have you got contact lenses?
I have implants.
Fascinating.
They help
where
me.
did you get them?
I've always had them. My mother had a man with a white robe with a green collar and really strong glasses put them in.
Huh.
I only saw him for like 2 minutes before they gave me something to make me sleepy.
Well, that sounds terrifying.
Well, she said it was important so that I could see better. I don't remember if I was scared, actually. It's a long time ago, I think.
But they're useful?
Yeah, they let me see things, otherwise I couldn't see.
Oh, like my face, like this writing.
No, like so. The Dust doesn't know what to do with friendliness, so she blurts out, "No, like what you're thinking."
Oh. You see it though, like you don't know it, you see it.
Well, yeah, it's hard. it's kind of like seeing, it's like pictures.
Well, that is
I
interesting.
mean, not everybody thinks, people don't think in pictures. At least I don't know if they think in pictures. I think in pictures sometimes. But when people are lying, sometimes they get this sort of brown, jagged thing around their head, you know? And when they're afraid, then it's kind of this these sort of bright little streaky bolts.
Oh, well, that sounds fascinating. I mean, would you be interested in doing some experiments? Because it would be great to find out exactly what happens in these situations in your eyes.
I need to find Mr. Burroughs.
Well, I can help you find Mr. Burroughs.
Okay.
Do you think that would be an acceptable exchange of our time?
As long as it doesn't hurt.
Well, we can probably give you something if it looks like hurting, but I don't expect it would hurt.
What do you want to do?
I suppose we could put you in front of a subject and get some responses to stimuli for them, and then you could describe exactly what you see. Does that sound acceptable?
Okay. Not everybody likes it when I look at them.
Well, we'll also compensate the other participant in the study.
Okay. Okay. What do I need to do?
Well, why don't you follow me and we'll go to my office.
Okay.
And we have Lemma and Scrape coming into the baffles from underneath.
And now I would like to spend my 6 cents. I still have a hold to arrive somewhere where it's useful, maybe at dusk, where dusk is.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I'll just do that.
There's like a number of hatches, and I think like every time Lemma comes to one, it's like, oh no, not this one, the next one, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So yes, the hatch opens, and you're in this kind of let's call it a waiting room, and Dusk is sitting in the corner on this pristine plastic orange chair, and there's another young man sitting a few seats away from her. And these two, Dusk, these two like monstrously mucky, still kind of covered in cockroaches, things just crawl out of this sewer grate essentially.
I yeep and like grab onto something on the wall, then cling to it.
I think there's something like one of those old-fashioned wall barometers on the wall. How do you know it's Lemma and Scrape? Is it
at the beginning? I don't. I think monsters have come to try and kill us.
Yeah.
Honestly,
definitely a reasonable response.
I will start talking because I realize we are in a weird shape. So I will say good
Yeah,
afternoon or whatever time it is. We have questions of a medical nature. Please direct us to your nearest doctor. Thank you very much. And I think you will recognize the voice.
I turn and I stare at the horrible monster with Scrape's voice.
We also might appreciate some place to clean up first.
So, Dusk, does this mean you think some horrible monster has stolen Scrape's voice, or do you think it is Scrape just looking useful?
The jury's still out. Scrape?
Yep. Oh, hey, Dusk.
Oh, you made it out of the dark place. I'm glad.
Yeah.
It was really you
Dusk, please.
this is a this
No,
what?
my brain is full of weird stuff for today. I need someone who's medical in nature. I need to talk to them.
Oh,
I need to forget about the darkness and the cockroaches and the tight tunnels.
but this is a medical
place.
This is a medical place right here.
Good.
I mean,
very good.
It's a fancy doctor. Her name is Ruth.
Okay. And is she here, Miss Ruth?
So
yeah,
she comes out of the door, her office, and she's in medical garb.
Yeah, she comes in probably in response to the screech that came from this room.
Yeah, possibly. And she has her mask up. She was doing something else, and I think, Dusk, this is when you recognize her as the person who put those implants in.
Oopsie.
At this point, I'm going to I'm going to back up into the corner and start to whimper.
I do not have. And I turn to Lemma and say, I do not have capacity for this.
Then Scrape and Lemma, you can tell him Dusk is clearly terrified.
And the doctor says to Scrape and Lemma that you're quite. She can offer you some a shower, a hot shower. And you can see the look in her eyes if you know what that is.
Is a shower the one where the water comes down on you and it's liquid and it washes the dirt off of you?
That is exactly it. I mean, maybe a power hose would be more useful given your current predicament, but a shower is definitely feasible.
Yeah, I'll take the power hose if you've got it, I guess.
If you're a medical professional, I need to talk to you about radiation poisoning, though.
This is Scrape, and yeah, I told you about. I say to Ruth and Lemma, and you're the doctor with the green and white. I never saw your face, but
well, this is what doctors wear up train. So
you're not. Are you? Are you or not?
I am a doctor. How about you take a seat, Dusk? Let's put our experiment on the back burner for a while. I think Scrape has mentioned something that is quite worrying.
Poison.
Radiation.
Yeah. Poison coming in the train.
We need a Giger counter and iodine pills, I think. And I needed someone to talk to about the symptoms. Maybe I need to get off those cockroaches first.
They're much nicer when they're not horrible like this. I say to Dr. Ruth.
Yep. The cockroaches are much nicer.
No, my friend.
Oh, I mean, the cockroaches are also much nicer when they're not.
I don't know how they're here, but they are.
If I had to guess, they have been in the tunnels. But Apologies, Dusk. You take care of your friend, Lemma. Me and your other friend Scrape are going to talk about radiation and symptoms and ways to solve.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Seems much more pressing than my curiosity about how you see things.
Say to Lemma, you smell really bad.
And Lemma says, "Thanks, kid." Takes off his aviator glasses and tries to line them up and get them on Dusk. These will help.
It would help you smell better. Dusk is confused.
These will help you. See how everything's a little, it's not so bright now.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Is that what they're for? To make things less bright?
And then people can't see your eyes now.
Oh. Oh, they can't see my eyes? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool. I can still see you though.
Yeah.
I mean, you're less bright, but it doesn't matter.
I'm not, yeah. I'm never been accused of being bright.
No, I don't mean that.
I know what you mean.
I was trying to explain to Dr. Ruth that when things in my eyes don't help me see, but it's not exactly like seeing. It's like thinking with your eyes. Maybe that doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes sense.
That was a combination of her, title and name that I hadn't thought far ahead enough.
Well, she is clearly a doctor, and her name is Ruth, so
Exactly.
I just stuck them together. Do all doctors look the same?
No.
I mean, with their face covered and things.
They have kind of like some of the same gear. So sometimes they look the same just because they're wearing the same gear. But you can see Scrape doesn't look like Dr. Ruth.
No. But Dr. Ruth asked me about when, I mean, she saw that I had things in my eyes, which hardly anybody does see. And she asked me about who put them there, which nobody has ever asked before.
I don't think I want her talking to you about your eyes anymore. I think, you know what? I think
it was kind of creepy.
Yeah,
but she said she'd tell me where Mr. Burroughs was.
Okay.
And this was a trade. She said if I looked at some people for her as an ex, it was a word that started with X.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
As an X thing, then I would then she would tell me where Mr. Burroughs is, because I have to talk to Mr. Burroughs because I promised somebody I would.
Okay.
I don't know who Mr. Burroughs is really, except he's important.
I'm just gonna hang out with you for a while if you're cool with that.
Yeah, I'm fine. Maybe we can get one of those hose things.
Yeah, I should be hosed.
Or at least a bucket.
Yeah, I'll take a bucket.
I know what buckets are. I can probably find a bucket.
Let's do it.
Okay. So I think that is a good place for us to wrap up. I think we have a powder keg for our final session.
Gotten almost all the way to the front of the train.
Almost all the way to the front of the train, yeah. Mission accomplished. So let me stop the recording and then we'll do our debrief.